Hey guys, welcome to Our Space in Your Space. I'm Jess, and today we have a quick flow to help combat stress and anxiety. So throw some lavender in the diffuser, grab your mat, and let's get ready to rock and roll. All right, guys, so today we're going to get started in child's pose, coming down to the ground, bringing the knees together to touch, sitting nice and comfortably back, maybe moving the fleshy part of the bottom here to really feel already that connection to the heels. Sitting up nice and tall, maybe roll the shoulders back once or twice, and on the exhale breath, start to tuck that navel in, drawing the arms out long, leading with your heart, finding the length as you slowly allow for this shape to take form. So coming onto the mat today, maybe you find the monkey brain is going full steam ahead. Maybe the ends of the nerves feel a little frayed. So just spend some time allowing for the transition of whatever it took for you to arrive on the mat, to push play in this moment. Allowing for the head to grow heavy, bringing the forehead to touch the earth if it's available today, and if it's not, have no fear, prop yourself up. Feel free to stack the fists, one on top of the other, forehead coming to rest, or maybe you bring a block or a book, just allowing the earth to come up to you if rolling over the thighs today is not available. Just looking to establish this grounding sensation for that space in between the eyes here in the center of the forehead. Maybe take a few moments just to feel the length of walking the fingertips out, allowing for the exhale to draw the palms down, shoulders back, arms to relax. Once the shape starts to feel as though it's settled in, take all of the attention now back to your breath. So again, chances are the mind is still firing on all cylinders. By switching our focus here to one singular focus, at least for the next little short while. Give yourself permission for the next little bit to let go of whatever it is that you brought with you to your practice and whatever it is that you have coming up after. For this next little bit, we're going to just take all of the focus to one singular focus, one singular awareness, and that is going to be our breath. If you haven't already began the Ujjayi breath, feel free to begin now by closing off the mouth, focusing on this expansion of the entire breath experience. So bringing in a little bit more through the nostrils as you inhale, feeling the expansion in the back. And as you exhale, slowly feeling that contraction, that pull already back into center. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Ground back down. Beautiful. Stay here with the breath. Taking a little extra sip at the top. Slowly letting it all back out. By bringing our focus into this one thing, that being our breath, our mind just immediately finds an ease, allowing the breath to take this effortless form, settling the nerves, calming the mind, bringing the focus to right here, right now. Beautiful. So wherever you are with this breath, allow it to transcend you into almost like this moving meditation as we begin to find flow here on our mat. Taking this practice more to that versus of any physical nature today. Just let that kind of be secondary, tying the breath to movement. With that being said, on the next inhale, we're slowly going to start to draw a line with the nose, looking forward to the hands, gripping down or grounding down through the handprint, index and thumb finger, slowly letting for the body to come forward, lengthening out the legs, dropping the hips, taking another big inhale all the way up. Exhale, lift send them back to the heels, child's pose. Trying to continue here with one breath movement, taking a huge, big inhale for the whole move. Pull the body forward, drop the hips, shoulders down, neck long. Exhale, lift the hips, take it back. So follow your breath over anything else, over my words. Let that dictate the speed. And then as you slowly start to find this flow or this rhythm with your unique breath, start to pay attention to the alignment of the physical body, letting the breath open up this channel of intelligence to the inner body, to the more subtle body here, kind of just shining light into where we can be more aware. So maybe that means finding a little cat-cow flexion and extension into the spine as we move, letting the inhale dome the upper back until we drop the hips, pull the heart forward, look up to the sky. Inhale, take it all the way back. Catch your breath. Exhale, settle into the heels. We're going to add down dog here to this flow here. So finding the same rhythm to bring ourselves forward, letting the inhale, big inhale, one big inhale brings you all the way forward. This time, tuck your toes. Exhale, lift your hips, sink your heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, bends the knees, lowers them with control to the ground. Exhale, sit back. Child's pose, but legs are hip distance apart. Toes can stay tucked under if that feels good for the bottom of your feet. So let's try this again. One breath movement. Let your breath guide you. Don't get stressed out about the flow. Just stay with your breath. Inhale, come forward all the way through the arms. Hips drop, heart lifts. Exhale, lift the hips all the way up, heels down, one fluid movement. Inhale, bend the knees, slowly lower. Exhale, pull back. Beautiful. Let's try two more. Inhale, slowly all the way up. Maybe hold the breath at the top. Exhale, all the way up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, lower to the earth. Exhale, let's let the breath guide us for this last one. Beautiful. Showing up in down dog when you're ready. Pedaling out here. Staying with that breath. We're going to let the left heel drop down to the ground. As you inhale, lift the right leg to the sky. Three-legged dog. Keep shoulders square. Keep awareness in your handprints as you flex that foot. Exhale, breath, bend the knee. Draw the heel close into the glutes. Let that right hip open up. If it feels nice right here, as if it's opening up, feel free to stay right here. Maybe you take a few breaths to do a nice big rotation in that right hip by drawing the knee in a giant circle here. If you elect to take circles, do two in one way, switch it out, take them in the other. Nice, inhale breath to lengthen, straighten that leg. Exhale breath, we're taking it to pigeon. So look forward, right knee is gonna come near right wrist. Right shin is gonna get as parallel to the front of the mat as available today. Left back toes are gonna help guide us all the way down. Beautiful. Now once you get into your pigeon here, walk your hands back, sit up nice and tall, and check back to your breath. If you need to close the eyes, feel free to do so. Releasing the top of that left foot to the earth, ground down. Notice if you're favoring one hip or the other. Chances are you're favoring that right side. So really try to keep them square over that center line of the mat. You're welcome to take a blanket or a pillow underneath the right hip if it's extra tight today. If this is feeling fantastic, close the eyes and breathe. If on an exhale, folding over that front leg is feeling extra nice, walk the handprints out. Let the head at the last moment tuck, the forehead touching the ground. Chin slightly tucking into the chest. Now just settle back here and breathe. So for a lot of us, pigeon pose might not be our favorite. Generally, this is a little bit more of an uncomfortable asana as we're getting deep into that juicy right hip. So there's this love-hate relationship happening here. Learning to embrace the storm, and instead of allowing for the mind to win with the abort mission signal that might be going on right now, we simply breathe, allowing for ourselves to feel as we exhale just the melting away of the tension, the struggle, the force, and all of a sudden we're met with ease and openness. And you might even find that by just gradually letting the body open up, you can take it a little bit deeper, coming in a little bit further. Keeping awareness in that right foot, flexing it back, grounding down through the left top of the foot. 2 more deep breaths right here. Listen to the sound of your breath. Focus here. Beautiful. So now check this. We're going to use our hands. We're going to walk all the way back up. Now my back will be facing to you for a moment here. My apologies. You're going to take your right hand, favor your right hip to allow yourself to turn the long way of the mat, pulling right heel into the body, letting the left leg go out long. Beautiful. So sitting up nice and tall, let that right knee be pointing straight out in front of you. Flex through the left foot. Take your left hand. Inhale, reach it up all the way overhead. Exhale, bring it down inside left knee. Inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, down. Nice. Now stay here. Or maybe this time as you inhale, dig into that left heel, lift the hips, reach the left arm all the way overhead. Exhale, lower the hips, lower the arm, come back to touch the ground. 2 more. Inhale, breath, lift, lengthen. Exhale, slowly come back down. 1 more, wherever you are. Big inhale to lift all the way up. Exhale, breath slowly brings you back down. Nice work. Turning to frame your left foot. So making sure you're on the center of your mat. Now we're going to be drawing the right heel into the center of the body. If you get to this position and your right knee is really high up, feel free to grab a prop, something that you can once again ground that knee into. Flex the left foot, push the right knee into left thigh as you inhale, both arms reach to the sky. Exhale, navel draws to the spine, lead with the heart, slowly start to come over that left leg. Releasing any idea of where your hands should meet the earth or left leg. Just allowing them to go wherever they fall today. Maybe it's higher up than normal. Maybe you're taking it places you've never gone, but take it back to the breath. Let that take you back to the alignment and keep this full body awareness. So right knee is pushing into the ground, left hip is hugging back, left toes are actively flexing towards the face, opening or lifting up that kneecap here, and the heart melts down as we exhale. A few more breaths here. In through the nose, out through the nose. Beautiful. Tuck your chin into your chest. Use your handprints to help as you slowly unravel, coming all the way back up to sit. Right foot is going to come up and over left, right outside that left knee. Right hand swims behind the body. Fingers point away. Stay up high on those fingerprints. Inhale, breath, left arm reaches to the sky. Exhale, breath, turn to the right. Either hug knee in with the elbow crease or take that left elbow all the way to the outside of right knee. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, twist to look past right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, unwind. Bring yourself back through center. Take the right leg back inside the left leg. Plant down through your right hand. Start to turn yourself back towards the front of your mat. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Now feel free to pedal out your dog here. Move your hips a little side to side. When you're ready, inhale sends the right heel down, the left leg up to the sky. Beautiful. Shoulders are square. Awareness through the whole handprint, pressing deeply into the index and the thumb. Your exhale breath guides that left knee to bend. Draw the heel into the glute. Start to open up that left side body. Now if you did those hip circles on the right, go ahead and balance it out here. Get a couple in on the left. Taking it in both directions, keeping the movement and the awareness to that left hip. Inhale, breath lengthens left leg to the sky. Exhale, shift the weight forward, left knee to left wrist. Shin as parallel as we can as you settle in to pigeon pose. Right leg tucks, the toes tuck under to help lengthen out that right leg. Maybe you walk your handprints, and this might feel different on this side than it did on the other. So once again, it's really important to just allow for yourself to be in the flow. So being present for this experience, not assuming or predicting what you think should be happening. And just breathe. Maybe you're still up nice and tall, shoulders square, heart lifted. Maybe you've taken an exhale breath and you've slowly melted over that left leg. Keeping left foot active. If it feels nice to let the head grow heavy. Finding equal awareness in both hips, squaring over the center of the mat. Getting that deep stretch into the left. And exhale. Training the mind here to just trust when things get difficult. To breathe and stay and believe that the goodness on the other side is worth the wait. Using your handprints here to help walk yourself back up. This time, the left hand is going to go behind us. We'll shift the weight to the left hip. Be careful, listen to your right hip here. Roll to the heel of the right foot as you pull the left heel in. So if you didn't end up in this position, go ahead and make any adjustments so that you can arrive there. All right, beautiful. Not sitting on the heel, but having it nice and close. That right arm is going to be inhaling overhead. Exhale, soften the left elbow. Get a nice side body stretch. Bringing it all the way back down inside the leg and sending it all the way back over. Now maybe on this next one, you take the hips off the earth. Inhale, lift the hips, press into that right heel, reach overhead. Exhale, breath is taking you back down to the ground. So whether you're lifting or not, let your breath move you here. Taking that right arm up and over, producing a beautiful side body stretch all along the right side. Try one more. Lift as we inhale and exhale, lower with control. Turning now to frame past that right foot, drawing the heel into the body, propping up left knee if necessary today. If not, pressing knee into the earth. Square the shoulders as you inhale, reach the arms all the way up, draw the navel in. Exhale, send the heart forward. Keep that awareness in the left knee pushing down as that right hip socket pulls back here. Breathe. Let the head grow heavy. Pointing the right toes back to the face. Maybe as you inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to deepen. At the end of your next exhale, allowing yourself to roll up here, tucking your chin into your chest, letting your head be the last thing to stack over the heart. Left leg is going up and over the right, knee is bent, sitting firmly through the sits bones, letting the toes be as close to the knee as possible. If you're a little tight in the hips today, feel free to walk it closer to the ankle. Swim the left hand behind you, point the fingertips away. As you inhale, right arm reaches to the sky. Exhale, twist to the left, either hugging left knee with right elbow crease or taking the right elbow all the way into our bind, twisting out from our core. Inhale, lengthen. Imagine there's a string in the center of the crown lifting you up. And as you exhale, close the eyes. Imagine wringing out all that stress, all that worry. Just wring it out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more big inhale here. Exhale, bring yourself all the way back through center. Nice work. Unravel the knee, plant the left hand back down, swivel yourself back and through, downward facing dog. Shake out the hips, pedal out the legs, slowly but surely start the walk. Feet meet hands at the top, taking your time, noticing how you're placing the feet on the mat, maybe rolling from the ball to the heel, arriving hip distance apart at the top of the mat, starting with a heavy, heavy bend in the knees, drawing the low ribs in, navel to spine, torso rests on thighs, head grows heavy, and we fold. Forward, fold. So many beautiful ways that you can take this posture here and so many beautiful benefits that come along with it. Take this time to connect back to that body intelligence. Allow for the focus of your breath to open up that intellect. Listening, breathing. So maybe you have clasped opposite elbow here and you're finding a gentle sway side to side, keeping a nice bend in the knees. Maybe you've released your hands down, let the palms face up, let the arms just kind of dangle, and you play around with slowly lifting up through the hips, straightening the legs just a little, still finding this gentle sway back and forth. Recognize if you're gripping down through your toes, try to bring that four-corner awareness into the foot, rooting down through the foot, not gripping through the toes. Now it might feel funny here, if this is not familiar for you, you might feel a lot of blood pooling to the crown of your head. Try to trust and stay with it here. Shaking out, wringing out, allowing for ourselves to just change the energy in the body, change the circulation of the blood flow, and just give ourselves a nice refresh button. Nice work. Now, taking our time, with that being said, if you're feeling dizzy or woozy or anything, please go slow. Coming back through center, taking your inhale, press into the feet. Feel how that gives you the lift to grow all the way up to stand. Rolling, one vertebra stacking the other until we're all the way back up at the top. Shoulders roll back as the head stacks the heart. And we find ourselves in mountain pose, letting the hands rest alongside the body, feeling that upward lift all the way from the inner arches of the feet. Close the eyes here for a second and just allow yourself to take it back to the breath. Slowly batting the eyes open,
and finding what we call in our practice our drishti. So a focal point that you can set your vision on to help kind of meditate through this next posture, if you will. I'm going to turn to you. You can stay at the top of your mat if that works for you. We're going to be taking eagle on the right. Now, as you inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Take that big breath you've been working on. Exhale, right arm is coming underneath the left elbow, hooking at the elbows, having the forearms come together to touch. Now, maybe you go ahead and you just grab the left thumb for right now, or maybe you bring palm to touch. Make sure you're not crouching your shoulders to kiss your ears and causing any unnecessary tension in the neck. So drop the shoulders, find that length already. Beginning to find the compression in the arms, squeeze to that center line as you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink down into the hips, bend the knees, take the weight to your heels. Inhale, transfer the weight to your left foot, start to lift the right heel off the ground. Inhale, lift the right knee. Exhale, sink in, cross the legs, eagle pose. Now maybe your bind is just knees kissing. Maybe you sink down, have that right big toe touch the earth. Over time, as we start to open up and deepen our practice, maybe you find that right toe coming underneath the left calf. You might wobble, you might shake. Take your focus back to that center line of the body. Bring everything in with the breath. You got it. Nice work. Inhale, come all the way back up to stand. Exhale, arms rain down, right leg uncrosses. Shake out the hips, pedal out the legs. Let's take it to the other side. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, left arm comes under right. Find your bind here. Settle the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, soften the knees. Sink the weight back. Think chair pose. Inhale, lift left heel. Maybe this is your eagle today. You don't even cross your legs. That's okay. Maybe you inhale, take left leg up. And as you exhale, sink in, ground down. Watch out for gripping in the right toes, equal distribution of the weight. Bring everything into center, knees, arms, navel. Lift the heart up a little higher. You can do it. Nice work. Let's take it all the way up to stand as you inhale. Exhale, hands come to the waist. So if you're not the lengthways of your mat like I am, join me by taking a nice wide stance. Toes can be slightly in if that feels nice. Inhale, arms reach up, think warrior two. Exhale, lead with your heart, send your hips back. Tuck that belly in, take your time, come all the way down to the ground. You're welcome to have a block or a book here handy to help bring the earth up to you. Or maybe the hands touch, the head grows heavy, and we just release the whole backside body. Recognizing here, if you have your weight heavily into your heels, see if you can maybe shift so that you're hovering right over that center line of your mat, equal between the ball and the heel. If you can take your hands out to the outside of the legs or to the feet, or peace fingers grip the big toes, think inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold in half here, let your head grow heavy. Holding here for 5 active breaths. Taking big inhales, lifting the hips. Exhale, pull your heart in a little bit more. Inhale, feel that stretch in the backs of the legs. Exhale, pull in. 3 more breaths, you can do it. Inhale, lengthen the legs, the torso. Exhale, pull in. 2 more with your breath here. Last one. Beautiful. Release the grip onto the from your hands or your ankles. Bring your hands back to your hips as you inhale. Let the heart lead the way. Take your time. Use your core to help as you slowly come all the way up to stand. Nice work. Taking it to triangle, right toes are going to turn out. Left toes, you might want to walk in a little bit. Let them turn in about a 45. Both legs are long and straight here. Don't lock out the knees, but keep them nice and active. Arms come out long as you inhale. Kick that left hip back. Reach the right arms forward. Exhale, right hand drops, left arm goes high. Triangle pose. Inhale, left fingertips touch the sky as you exhale. Pull the left shoulder back just a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Beautiful. Inhale, pull through the left fingers all the way back up to stand. Exhale, hands come to the hip. Switch out the feet here. Left feet turn out, right turn in. Making sure that you're not opening up your hips, so keep them nice and square. Once again, think warrior two. Arms are out. Kick the right hip as you reach left arms forward. Exhale, drop the left hand. Take the right arm to the sky. Squeezing everything back into that center line, that plumb line. Inner thighs working together. The inhale expands the right fingers all the way up. Exhale, sink down a little bit more. One more here. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to deepen. Imagining someone's pulling those right fingers. Inhale, come all the way back up to stand. Exhale, hands to the hips. Taking it to the top of the mat, right foot meets the left. Feel free to shake it out. Roll out the feet here if your ankles are talking to you. Taking a big inhale breath all the way up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Bend the knees, slowly come down to the heels. Walk your hands behind you. Come to sit. Nice work. Bringing yourself to the center of the mat, taking your hands behind your legs, and we're going to find that spinal rock to massage out our spine. So just nice and easy, using your core to support your speed, trying to touch each vertebra, giving it a massage. Nice work. Taking it all the way back down when you're ready. Let the soles of the feet touch the earth. Heels walk in nice and close to the glutes here. We're going to walk the shoulder blades out. Really feel that upper body touching the ground. Palms are going to come next to our hips. Fingers pointing at our heels, getting ready for some bridge pose. Knees are going to be tracking over those big toes. As you exhale, let the upper back fall to the mat. As you inhale, press into the ground. Lift your hips up nice and high. Keeping the legs parallel, keeping this upward lift through the hip bones. You might walk the shoulder blades in a little bit, come a little bit higher up. Breathe here. Beautiful. Now there's many variations in bridge. Lifting your legs, lifting your heels, clasping your hands. Maybe today, once again, we just take it back to being in this pose with our breath. So instead of layering on different elements of the physical practice, let's see if we can just be with the pose in maybe its most basic form and notice and be aware of how our breath can just kind of support us here. So whatever that might mean for you, give me 3 more full rounds of breath, taking in more with each sip of that inhale, releasing or contracting a little bit more with the exhale. Last one here. On this exhale, walk the shoulder blades out, control yourself all the way back down to the ground. Inhale, lift the knees. Shins are parallel to the ground. Flex the feet and bring your hands to your knees. Now this isn't going to look like a whole heck of a lot. I want you to feel your whole entire spine being flat to the ground. So you're kind of tilting your pelvic bone up, drawing the navel down to the ground, trying to take the gap out in that lower back area. Now to help feel this grounding in the low back, this release, think about pressing your knees into your hands into your knees. your heels pushing out. So you kind of feel your belly pucker into center. You feel that low back lower to the ground. Try to take out any of the tension in the face and the shoulders. You might feel a little shake here, a little quiver. Breathe. Beautiful. From here, the soles of the feet will come together to kiss. We'll slowly lower the legs to the ground, knees go wide. Opposite effect here happens. So we start to feel this lift in the lower back, this arch. And you might even exaggerate it if this is okay for your low back today by walking the shoulders in a little bit more, lifting the chest, releasing the hands either to the side of the body or left hand to heart, right hand to belly. Now this is a very vulnerable pose here, even in the supine form, just kind of opening up the entire front side of our body, allowing ourselves to just breathe into that expansive inhale, allowing the chest to get big, and feeling the support on the exhale as we ground into the earth, release, and settle. Closing your eyes if you haven't taken it there already. Bringing everything back to just this process of inhale and exhale. Quite literally our lifeline, our tether. So when we might find ourselves out in that open water, feeling our nerves get a little shaky, our mind race, maybe if we cultivate the practice of being aware of our breath while on the mat, when we find ourselves out in that deep water, we can maybe close our eyes, take our focus back to that lifeline, back to that tether, one breath at a time. Slowly pulling ourselves to shore, recognizing how by just staying with our breath, we can ease all of that stress, all of that worry, and just focus on being present, being here, being in the now. A lot of times our stress, our anxiety, our worry comes when we're trying to predict what's coming next. Hopefully your practice and your time on your mat transcends off, and you can start to find the flow of life, just like the flow of your yoga practice. And maybe, just maybe, that might help. When you feel ready, bringing your hands to the outside of your legs, just assist yourself in closing the door here, so to speak. Maybe taking a second to just windshield wiper your legs, side to side. Mindfully taking the legs out long when you're ready, walking the shoulder blades. Finally preparing for Savasana. Now, today more than ever, I encourage you to take an extra long Savasana to allow yourself to absorb all the nutrients of your practice, both mentally, physically, maybe spiritually. And without judging or labeling what you find, just observe the body, the mind, and the spirit. Quite possibly at the end of our practice, feeling united, allowing for this post-yoga euphoria to kind of just come in, imagining just being filled up. Someone has a beautiful picture of love and warmth and understanding, and they're just pouring it into the crown. We feel it residing throughout the entire body. And with each exhale, just letting ourselves ground in a little bit deeper, releasing anything that is not serving you, whatever that might mean for you. Please feel free to
stay here in your Savasana as long as you possibly can today. Slowly bringing life back into the body, one wiggle at a time. I thank you for taking the time for both yourself and sharing your time and energy with me. From me to you, and from Tank. Namaste. Hi, Tank. Hi.
Are you coming to say hi?
Tank says namaste.